Yo, what's up guys, and I have begun the data portion of my Minecraft operating system. I have 16 separate data registers. I want to be able to give these registers just straight numbers, the numbers inside other registers, or a combination of the two using operations. But how would I even do this? Well, let's look at it step by step. First, I gotta open the register. Second, I put a value in this register. But there are a few ways to do this. As I've said before, I can enter just a normal number, the value inside another register, and a formula. And that's about it. Now, the real issue is translating these steps into actual code that my Minecraft computer can then use. So, how do I go about this? Let's start with accessing a register. Since I have 16 separate registers, I'm going to assign each one a hexadecimal digit. I can do this because hexadecimal is a base 16 number system. This means that it has 16 unique digits. So I can represent each of my registers with a single hexadecimal digit. Because 16 is a power of 2, I can directly translate one digit of hexadecimal into 4 digits of binary. So let's translate one digit of hexadecimal. We first enter our digit. Now, right off the bat, there are two possibilities. It could either be 0 through 9 or A through F. See those little numbers under the 0 through 9 and A through F? Those are what the computer actually sees when I type in those letters. So the computer has to make sure that our hexadecimal digit is within one of those ranges. So now if the number fell between the 48 and 57 range, I can subtract 48, giving me 0 through 9. If it fell between 65 and 70, I can subtract 55, making it 10 through 15. And then I have my 4-bit binary number. The next step is getting our value and putting it into this register. As I've mentioned, we're only going to do two of these today, which is putting in just a straight up value or putting in a value that is stored in another register. We kind of just did that second one. But instead of opening a register to put a value into it, we can open a register and take a value out. Because my computer can only work with 8 binary bits and each hexadecimal digit is 4 bits, I can only enter a 2-digit hexadecimal number. I can actually break up this 2-digit number into 2 individual digits. Then I can perform the exact same operation that I did to the registers to these individual digits. And then, this is the beauty of working with hexadecimal and binary, I can just stick these two numbers together and I have my answer. So that was the bulk of the code. All I have to do is take this number and then put it into the register. These registers sit somewhere in RAM. Now, convenient enough, I made it so that the address of these registers is the number associated with it. For example, register 3 would be at address 3 in memory. Register A or register 10 would be at address 10. So all it takes is 3 or 4 instructions to take this number and store it into the register. So we can see what this actually looks like running on my Minecraft computer. So I can store into register 1 the value BC. And then I can store into the register RC the value in register R1, which is BC. So this was kind of part one of my data section of my operating system. I showed you guys how I can open a specific register and store into it either a normal number or the value in another register. Next, I'm going to be covering the formulas, which is going to be like a combination of registers and numbers. So I can do a register plus another number or a register minus a register, any combination of that. It's going to be a little more complicated than this, so I might break it up into 2 parts, but I hope to get it done by next week. So stay tuned for that, and peace.